Here we go. Time for lesson 24 of our Jolly Roger ukulele experience. Let me go post this over on the website. The website is, come on, there we go, jollyrogerukulele.com. Go there and we have a full learn to play ukulele program along with 390 other pieces of sheet music so far. It's got a lot there, so you've probably already been there. That's why you're here. All right, let me post this link here. Jink, jink, dink, 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 and clink. All right, so that should get us up and running. Today is Simple Gifts, one of my favorite tunes in the entire beginning program. 2 chords, an old dance tune that from the Shakers, which are apparently there's still a very small group of them that exists somewhere, but basically they're out of business, and so we will celebrate their short existence on the planet by keeping this song alive. https://jollyrogerukulele.com. Pulls that up, and then I pull up this, and I go to clink clink. Ukulele, Kick Your Fanny, Foundation, lesson 24, and tweet. Alright, so we have tweeted, and we're ready to roll. So let me close this up. Look at all these notifications. People are checking out our Twitter stuff. That's exciting. Who's this person? I don't know that. I know he follows me. I don't know why I don't know that person. Alright, so we're getting famous on Twitter. What do you know? Alright, let's do ukulele first. And let's see how we sound today. Getting close to the end of the foundation period. It's Friday. We'll have a low turnout on Friday. We always have people are always out and running, getting their weekend started. That's why we have moved Kick Your Fanny Friday to Kick Your Fanny Mondays. It also gives you the weekend to work on the songs so that you're ready on Monday. Sandy's in from Upper Michigan. Good evening to you. Vic is in from Eugene. Good afternoon to you. Breezy and mid-80s. That sounds like a perfect day, doesn't it, Vic? Anita up in Evergreen, just west of town here. Rain may start to fall. Yeah, it's looking a little dicey out there here in downtown. It's a super hot day. I think it was 100 degrees when I just came back. I was over at the studio today, and I went outside to get in the car, and I'm like, holy Moses, it's hot. 97. So yeah, it's pretty hot here in Denver. Michelle up in Rockaway Beach, 72 and sunny. Oh, it's a sunny day in Rockaway Beach. What the heck, man? Alright, that's exciting. Alright, Simple Gifts. Let's talk about Simple Gifts very quickly. This is a tune with 2 chords, an F chord and a C chord. We are leaving the key of G, and remember when we group chords together, they go in a group. And so if we are talking about the key of G, we put G on your thumb. The chords that go with it are A minor, B minor, C, that's the important one, and D or D7, those are also important, and then over here E minor. Okay, so 1, 4, 5, and 6 are the important chords. So if we are talking about the key of G, B, C, D, and E minor. Those are the 4 chords we really care about. And we had a song with all 4 of them in there. The G major arpeggio, which we finished up yesterday. If we were in the key of C, which we studied prior to that, you put a C here, C, D, E, F chord, G or G7, and A minor are the important chords in the key of C. And we learned we spent quite a bit of time on those. So now we move into the key of F, okay? And here's what's exciting. Key of F has in it G and A. Skip these 2 generally. You can use them as a writer, and some writers will use them, but for the most part, they're sort of the less attractive cousins, you might say. They're in the key, but we don't use them quite as much as these other ones. So we're starting with F, so then it's G, A, B, and in the key of F, we have all B's are flat. Okay, and so those just words. You don't need to worry about those as a tablature player, but it does mean that this B here isn't a B chord; it's a B flat chord, and then C or C7, and then over here D minor. Now the nice part about key of F is a lot of songs fit really nicely onto the ukulele in the key of F, and so you'll end up playing a lot in the key of F, especially hanging around me, because I know that's probably one of my go-to chords on the ukulele. What's fascinating about it is on guitar it's a terrible chord key because every one of your shapes is challenging. So you almost never play in the key of F on guitar unless you're going to capo up and sing. So ukulele gets this unique key that it gets to play in. F is a fairly common key in piano as well. So as we talk about the keys, the chords that go together, F, G, B flat, C, and D minor. In this case, we're going to use just F and C. We're only going to use 2 chords, and the whole song is gonna work. When a lot of times I talk about what matters on ukulele, and I say playing melody, right? I play melody. This song has a great melody to it, but it only has 2 chords, so it's not super complex, and you guys will be able to knock this thing out just right off the bat, probably. Next thing I like you to know about this song is it was written by Elder Joseph Brackett in 1848. He was a member of the Shaker community, which is not altogether unlike the Amish. They were very kind of off to themselves a little bit, and they went out of business because they did not believe in marketing, and they did not believe that procreation for the sake of making more shakers was a great idea. And so I heard somewhere that there still is a shaker congregation somewhere, but I have not I haven't spent enough time on Google to find them. The other thing about the song is it was lost until Aaron Copland wrote the his New World Symphony, and he had gone through Appalachia and found a number of folk tunes, and he grabbed the melody and put this into the New World Symphony, and that's why we have the song today. Was Aaron Copland basically saved it from obscurity. So it's a really lovely tune, even though it was written by one of these Protestant sects. The words themselves are very Buddhist. I love this idea that, hey, we're going to bow, we're going to bend, but we're not going to break, and that's the bottom line of the song. So it's got a very, I think, a pretty Eastern mentality. Thought process behind it. The last thing I'll tell you about the song is that this was considered a dance tune. This was what you would do. This is what you would do on a Saturday night in the Shaker community, right? You'd go do a dance to Simple Gifts. And years ago, I combined Simple Gifts with YMCA, a more modern dance tune, and it actually worked out really well. It was a fun thing to do. So you have a nice tune here that I think the world of. I play it on all of the instruments that I have, and I just think it flows so nicely. And when you see what we have to do here on the ukulele, it's not going to be that much work, and it's going to come out really nice. Hey Rob, welcome in. 83 degrees down in Texarkana. Got a little bit of a shower going on down there. All right, that's a good day, right? That's not too hot down there, it's interesting. You live west of the Mississippi. You think rain is sort of a rare and exceptional thing. And you like rain because it only doesn't happen very often. But east of the Mississippi, you guys get a whole lot more rain. So you're probably like, it's more rain, right? All right. First thing is the F chord. You've already learned the F chord in many of the other songs. Okay? And then the C chord. And that's it. That's your 2 chords. Baritone players, there's your F chord. It's your E chord, but you move it up 1, put a bar in. Okay, and that's the shape you're going to use. And your C chord, of course, is right there. Looks like the ukulele F chord. So if you're playing baritone, do those 2 chords, and if you're playing ukulele, do the chords that are shown. We'll switch to the baritone here in just a second. A good day. The men and women shakers dance separate from. Oh, I didn't even know that. That's interesting, Rob. Yeah, you don't want to have Well, oddly, yeah, I guess I started to say something that's not true. Um, a lot of these sects, we call them now, um, at the time were fairly mainstream. And that business of, how couples get together is very fascinating. There's lots and lots of things that you wouldn't expect. The Oneida sect was actually very much what we would call illegal by modern standards. And Puritans who came over from England in the 17th century had a thing called bundling, where they'd let boys and girls sleep together in these bundled sacks, so they'd get to know each other a little bit, but they couldn't have sex. So it's fascinating when you study some of these sects that flourished in America, because they had religious tolerance and religious freedom, and some of those went way too into a crazy land, and others were, hey, we're going to dance on Saturday night. We'll put the girls in that room and the boys in that room. That's interesting, Rob. I did not know that. That's funny. All right, grab your chords. 4 beats per measure. Remember, you can do 1, 2, 3, 4. You can use this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You can grab your claw, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can grab your arpeggio, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and whatever makes you happy. Okay, find the way you're going to do it. I'm probably going to go ahead and just pluck 4, but you pick a different sound, and let's see if we sound good together. 1, 2, 3. 'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down to where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in a place that is right, it will be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we won't be ashamed. To turn, turn and turn, it will be our delight, till by turning and turning we come round right. Okay, so obviously I can't sing, but you got the basic idea, right? That and the melody moves pretty well, without a ton of involvement of chords. The other thing I think that I wanted to mention, some of you know this song as "Lord of the Dance," and I don't know where that came into being, but some of you know it as that. And of course, if you grew up in a Jewish tradition or a Catholic tradition or a Muslim tradition, you don't know this song at all. You might have heard it as a ringtone on somebody's phone back in the 90s. That's the only way you'd know it. All right, let's go into the melody. Take a gander down through the melody. You see some 1s, you see some 3s, and you see some 0s, and that should jump out at you as like, all right, index finger is going to do the 1s, ring finger is going to be the 3s. Nothing else is going to happen. I'm going to dominate this song. From the top, 3-beat countdown. 1, 2, 3. Measure 5. Go. 2, 3, go. 2, 3. 2, 3. Very nice. So the song itself is not terribly challenging from a ukulele perspective. In other words, you play the 1s and 3s. Got a simple chord of an F, simple chord of a C. So if you got together with some friends, you could pull this out and be like, let's do this one. This one's going to be easy enough for all of us to play together, and it'll turn into a real nice turn into a lovely evening of celebrating the Shakers. All right, so now let's talk tough uke. And again, not terribly hard. Nothing is going to show up here that you haven't already gotten pretty good handle on in some of the other songs. And just one more chance for you to have a song that is going to come really pretty out of your ukulele and make it sound nice. So first off, you got 2 zeros. Okay, then you got your F chord, 2 0 1. Okay, strum 3 strings. Make sure your thumb is resting on the first string. Do that again. You're going to use your ring finger to get to that 3, and then just take it right back off and make a full F chord. 101. Now 2 0 1 3. Remember, goes all the way back into Yankee Doodle. You've got your F chord, pinky up on 3. Strum that. 3 1, and then an F chord again. Ring finger 3 1, ring finger 0 0 3, 0 0 3. Nice, it opens. Measure 5. Go to your F chord. All of that is eighth notes, so you got to keep pushing your way through that. Just let yourself have faith you can do it, and just keep pushing all the way through it. All of those notes are pretty fast, okay? And then at measure 6, F chord with your pinky again, 3 1, and then an F chord, 3 1, 0 0 3, 2 3s, zeros. In this song, because it's mostly eighth notes, when you get to a half note like that at the end of measure 8, love and delight, there's going to be 3 eighth notes that follow that are not written on the paper. So you're going to want to, in some way or another, in your head, go 1, 2, 3, or you could sing it as love and delight 2, 3, 4, which is how I usually count it. But you could also count it the official way. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so it's love and delight and 3 and 4 and love and delight and 4 and when and 2 and 3 true and 4 sim. And so I always find that gets super complicated. I spend more time thinking through how to count it rather than just putting in some type of placeholder, right? Love and delight 2 3 4 when 2 3 4 true 2 3 simplicity is gain. So but you do want to put something in your head or coming out of your mouth so that you don't come in early, because otherwise you will for sure, because you'll come in it's very normal, and I do it all the time. It will be in the valley of love and delight when, and I come in a full beat early on that. So go ahead and in your head with your toe, or some physical process to help you count through those long notes there and avoid coming in early. I think that's an effective strategy. Let's go to measure 9. You got your F chord with your 3. Give that a little strum. Go. 2 3 4. No pinky. 2 3. Hit the 3. And then all the other things that follow. 3 0 1 0 3. Little F chord. 2 3 3. F chord with the pinky. 1 0 0 0 3. 2 3. F chord with your pinky. 3 1. F chord. 3 1. Pretty, and really, the skill set that's associated with this song. Again, I don't necessarily care about any song overly much in the Book 1 series, but I care about all of the skill sets that you have. And think about how far you've come since the days of Frere Jacques, right? 0, 2, 4, 0, 0, 2, 4, 0. Now you're playing the same exact idea, but you're using multiple strings, finding your place, holding that down, plucking it, and then we're also then combining it with the chord to have a more dramatic overall sound, and playing real music, which is exciting. Let's give this one last playthrough, then we'll grab the baritones and knock it out as well. Okay, so from the top, this time through, last time I did thumb. Thumb always sounds good on everything I write. I'm intending that you will be able to sound nice if you use your thumb, but don't be an over thumber like Gary. Don't be like Gary. Anytime you get a chance to do a song that's, you know, reasonable length, go through one time, play it with your thumb, then go back through and play it with your claw and find out what's good and bad about both systems. Okay, so I'm going to play with my claw this time, but you should feel free to do whatever makes you happy. It's Friday. Go wild. 1, 2, 3. 5. 9. 2, 3, 9. Sorry. 2, 3. And they're simple gifts. With claw plucking rather than thumb plucking. Again, try it both ways. Usually your the thumb down method sounds the prettiest, but I certainly don't want you to think that just because it sounds the prettiest that you're always going to play it that way. You remember Cucaracha, we purposely made the ukulele sound not as pretty as it can, and I feel committed to the notion that everything that comes out of this does not need to sound absolutely you want to sound different sometimes, right? And so I'm excited to report after about the 10th set of strings, I think I have finally found a set that's going to get along with this baritone ukulele, which I've owned now for 12 years or something, and I've hated the way it sounds every single day that I've owned it. So I'm hoping that I have come up with the solution to making this sound less horrible. Let's grab the baritone version here, and stick it in my 4-square machinery here. Okay. Ukulele players, here's your chords. C chord, yay! G chord, alright. So C chord, G chord, C chord, G chord. Remember, be on time for the first beat of your G chords for sure, which means you may not be able to strum all of the C chords. Okay, what time is it? We got time to play it through one time as a strummer and then one time as a tough uke. 1, 2, 3. 'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down to where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in a place that is right, it will be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is game, to bow and to bend we won't. till by turning and turning we come round right. Okay, added in some arpeggio plucking as I was moving along there, and of course, because I was playing ukulele G chords 5 seconds before we did that song, I hit the wrong chord in measure 12. All right, that's it. By the way, men, if you are listening to this broadcast, I could hardly sing that song at all on a ukulele because of the pitch is just too high for my voice. Much more comfortable to sing it up against a baritone. Change it to the key of C, drop it down, and play it with this instrument, and it's a little easier to sing. So if you are enjoy singing, or if you're like, I'm going to probably have to sing a little bit as a musician, baritone may help make that a little easier on your voice. It drops it down into my range a little bit better. Not that I have a range, but a little better. All right, we're going to wrap it up with the tough uke of the baritone. And ukulele players, again, just give us that nice C chord, G chord pattern and see what you come up with. From the top, 1, 2, 3. Isn't that nice? It's a nice little tune. Monday, guys, we have a concert, and so this weekend, make sure you have Home on the Range figured out. Make sure you have the key of G arpeggio or D for baritone. Make sure you got that ready to go, and then simple gifts. So on Monday, we'll get together. We'll knock out those 3 tunes in 2 different ways, baritone and ukulele, and then we move on. We're getting close to the end of the time, which is unbelievable how fast this class goes. But you should start to feel like, you know what, I could stand doing this one more time just to make myself feel a little more comfy with the techniques and tools that we've learned. Or you're like, you know what, I've got this thing. I know what I'm doing. So we've got next week, Carnival of Venice, Daisy Bell, key of F arpeggio, and then we'll probably stretch that over into the next week. In fact, I know we will. Aloha Oi and Scarborough Fair are our stretch pieces that will be coming up after that, and those are pretty hard songs. And so, but they are definitely Book 2 level songs, and so you should probably feel comfortable with that. Hopefully, when you're all done with this, and if you're not, you take the level 1 again. Make sure you get your tools in place. All right, guys, it's not failure; it's being smart. Right? Hey, I'm not 100% sure I got everything together. I'm gonna take a second run at it. All right, so there we go. Book 1, guys. I'm going to reset the stream and go into Book 2. Today, in Book 2, we are doing Beethoven's Ode to Joy, and you want to be able to play that, so you should come hang out with us and do that one as well. So let me reset the stream. I'll see some of you guys in the next half hour, and the rest of you I will see on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend, and Rob says thanks, y'all. Thanks, y'all. He's from Texas, y'all. And y'all is my favorite word, I think. Elizabeth snuck in here at the end. I just sent you number 3 lyrics. Have a great weekend. Elizabeth is writing 50 songs in 90 days, and she's killing it so far. So good. I look forward to reading them, Elizabeth. I'll see you soon. All right, we're going to reset the stream, and we'll be back with Book 2. Peace.